so it is your girl Dinah, and I am back again with another video. So before we get into it, I'm going to need you all to do me a quick favor. Please hit the like button, and after you do that, if you're still feeling your girl, by the end of the video, hit subscribe. Make sure you hit that little bell so you can always get notifications for every time I upload, because it's definitely a vibe here. This is the real, raw, authentic channel where I just live my best life, and I'm just sharing my best self journey with you all, and we're growing and thriving and prospering and becoming beautiful together. So if that's what you're about, subscribe to my channel. Now let's get into it. So in today's video, this is a story time. Yes, a story time asked and requested by our girl, Miss Madame Dimples. Shout out to you. So this is just gonna be a quick little story time about why exactly I left Arizona. Like, why would I leave a beautiful place that I'm always bragging about no matter where I go? About the beautiful mountains. I loved hiking, the beautiful just environment and vibe and nature and good weather, and you don't really see too many bugs. It was just, I loved it out there. So why would I go from Arizona, sunshine, good weather, good vibes, good people, ample business opportunities, like it's no reason for you to like be broke out there. It's always jobs, and the minimum wage out there was like $11 an hour when I was there. And then coming from there to Chicago, cold, aggressive, standoffish, industrial Chicago. Don't get me wrong, it has its perks out here in the city, but for those of you who don't know, I am originally from Illinois. I guess I was born in Chicago, but I didn't really stay out there too long, so I was actually like lived and raised in the suburbs more so, but I am from Illinois. And so when I hit my 20s, I finally got the revelation of moving out on my own. I actually have a video like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago of me actually moving from Chicago to Arizona. So I will link that down below. Y'all be sure to check that out. Anyway, so yeah, so I moved to Arizona in 2018 to be exact. Literally, it was literally like January 6th. So exactly 2018 up until like March 2019. So I was out there for almost 1.5 years. When I got out there, like I said, I was becoming myself, doing the whole adulting thing, you know, getting away from your family and branching out on your own to spread your wings and fly and thrive and get to know what it's like to live life by yourself. So yeah, so I got out there and I was doing the thing. Like, the Lord blessed me before I even moved out here. He blessed me with my own vehicle, hey, in my own name. And he just really, like, when I got out there, I kept getting jobs. Like, as soon as I got out there, a week of being there, I got a job. Maybe not even a week, maybe 3 days, I think. I applied to a job like 2 days after getting there. And then I think the next day I got asked to come in for an interview. I ended up hating that job because it ended up being door-to-door sales. Like, it was a form of marketing, which is why I accepted it. I thought it was marketing, but it turned out to be door-to-door sales. And I'm good at sales, but not I mean, I'm good at anything, but I prefer not to do door-to-door sales because I just hate going to people's houses. Like, I don't like being that person. I don't want to be that guy. You know, like going to their house and trying to get them to buy something. And like the way I am, my sales strategy is always real, genuine, authentic, just how I am in the club. That's how I am in real life. Like, I'm never gonna be bombarding somebody. I'm gonna just let them know this is what it is, and it's up to you if you want it or not. Thank you. Next. So yeah, so I ended up quitting that job. I think within the time of me living there, I had 8 different jobs, and the money was always good. So I started off pretty decent. I was staying with some family, some cousins, until I got my own apartment. So I had to work like 2 jobs just to get my first apartment. And actually, I got out there in January. I was able to move into my first apartment in April, like the beginning of April. So it wasn't really that bad. It was like, what, 3 full months that I had to work up my own money to be able to move into my apartment. So I don't really think that's too horrible, to be honest. And I had my own car. And for the most part, I was doing good. I was being focused. You know, I was still praising and worshiping God. I was like a big, like, spiritual follower of God. I'm still spiritual, but I'm not really heavily following God right now. So yeah, and living on my own, what ended up happening, I was getting really focused on just keeping up with bills, paying for my car, paying for groceries, paying for everyday life expenses. And then, like, the types of jobs I had to be beautiful. Like, I worked at Hooters, I worked at a Vietnamese restaurant, you know, so I had to always make sure I looked good because I had tip-based jobs, and I wanted to make sure that I looked beautiful and I gave great service so I could get tipped. So what ended up happening, of course, working at Hooters, I met a guy through one of the customers, and we ended up dating. And this is where it all kind of starts trickling further down, because it started trickling down after I quit that marketing job. I couldn't take the stress of my stress I was putting on myself to make sales. That's why I quit, because I didn't like how unhappy and upset I would get if I didn't make a quota. So I had to let that go. And after that, I started listening to secular music, because at first I was completely like, all I listened to was gospel music, reading the Bible. And the reason I'm telling you this is because you are what you consume. So if all I'm meditating on and focusing on and being surrounded by is godly things, then I'm going to be a godly individual living a godly life. Get it? Okay. So I started listening to secular music to kind of chill myself out and wind down from all that stress I was putting on myself from that marketing job. Then I was just started getting really busy with working a lot. Like, I was working 2 jobs. So to be able to afford this new life, to be able to be an adult. And so I started believing that I was my own God and I had to solely provide for myself. And at the end of the day, God is Jehovah Jireh. He is our provider. If you guys are new to my channel, like I said, I'm a spiritualist. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ, all that. If you don't, I never push anything on anyone. Like I said, I let people know what it is, and it's up to you to make your own decision. I don't force anything on anyone. I believe in the mentality and principle of live and let live, as long as your living does not violate the lives of others. If you ain't hurting yourself or anybody else, do you. So, and let me do me. So anyway, going back to it, I started creating myself as my own God. And then I ended up getting into a relationship with a guy. I slowly began to compromise a lot out there in Arizona. I was still a virgin when I first moved out there. I lost my virginity to the guy I got involved with. My car got repossessed because they were bogus to me. When I got out there, like I said, I was trying to get an apartment. That was my focus. And so I skipped a few payments, obviously, to get my freaking apartment. And then once I got my apartment, then I had the money to pay my car note, and then they freaking repossessed the car. And so I called them. I was like, yeah, I got all the money. Why the frick did y'all repossess it? I was about to make my payment. And they was like, oh, you don't even have the option to make the payment. It's going straight to auction. I was like, you can't do that for a first-time car person. A person for their first vehicle. You have to at least let me be able to catch up and pay it back. Like, you didn't send out any notifications that you even had it on the repo list, you idiots. So my car got repossessed. I was beginning to listen to more secular music and becoming a little more worldly and losing, like, slowly but surely fading away from God, in the sense of, like I said, being my own God. And then I was romantically involved with this guy. Obviously, we're having sex, so that was a soul tie. So, you know, he had his own demons, and now we're attached in that way. And we had an unstable and unhealthy relationship because he was kind of off. Like, when I met him, I felt a sinister spirit, and I kind of liked it because I was very arrogant. I was like, oh, I can deal with it. I can manage him. I'm manipulative. I know how to control him. Like, I'm gonna shut anything down before anything gets too crazy. Which, yes, but I allowed a lot of stuff to get out of control. Like, our relationship got abusive. Separate story time on that. If I get enough likes, and if you guys comment down below that you're interested in my abusive relationship story time. But anyways, eventually, like I said, I had 8 different jobs when I was out there. So he ended up losing his job. So I moved him into my apartment, like after a month of us being together. I know, I moved fast. But yeah, so he was living, and I was getting tired of always coming home after working 2 and 3 different jobs. Cause I went from working 2 jobs to working 3 jobs so I could pay for everything because I didn't have a car anymore. And then actually he bought me a car a week after mine got repossessed. So side note, never be with a bum. Like, no matter what man I've ever been with, they always know that they have to be a provider. Like, I take care of myself, but they have to be able to contribute to what I already have going on. So ladies, stop dealing with bum dudes that can't do nothing for you. If your car getting repossessed and your dude can't buy you a new one or pay for it to come back, you gotta get it right, boo. So anyways, moving along, he bought me a new car. And he lost his job, so he was staying at the house more. And I was getting tired of working my 3 different jobs and then coming home and seeing him just lounging around, chilling, all lax, looking good. Eventually, the stress of working these 3 different schedules caught up with me. I was bartending / cocktail waitressing at a sports bar, working at Hooters. I was working at a Vietnamese restaurant. Then I quit that. Then I was working at a chiropractic office. I was the office manager at a chiropractic center, like downtown Phoenix. So I was doing those 3 at the same time. And then I did like a call center job for like 1 day, and I quit that. And so eventually I got fired from the chiro, and then I quit Hooters. And then what did I do after that? And then, like, even though I still was down to 1 job, I just got fed up of working for people and being told when to come and when to go and being on the schedule. So I was like, I quit. I was like, I don't want you people thinking you can control me. I want to be free. I want to do what I want, I want to come and go and make my money on my accord. I freaking quit. And so I was living it up because I already had my rent paid a month in advance. I was making money like that, you know. But yeah, and so then when it was getting closer, because I already knew I was gonna have to start back working soon, but like I said, I didn't want to work for other people no more. I didn't want to be on schedule, so I already started considering exotic dancing. And so then what happened? Anyways, man, I'm trying to remember. The closer it was getting to the end of the month, I was like, okay, we're gonna have to pay this rent. I'm gonna need some fast, quick, easy cash. I started practicing, rehearsing. Eventually, I just mustered up the strength to just go down to the stripper joint. It was a topless, like, local bar in Glendale, and I went out there, got hired on the spot, worked that same night, made about $300 or so, maybe slightly more, but I know it's about $300. And so I became an exotic dancer after I quit all my jobs, right? I'm getting to, how it really started spiraling downwards. So as an exotic dancer, I'm making money. Every day I'm going to work, and I'm like, I could go to work whenever I feel like. I could make like ample, like endless amount of money, and I got guys that want to take me out, take me shopping. They want to pay for me to get my nails and hair done. I was still with my guy at the time, but he didn't care, as long as I wasn't like having sex with them and stuff, or like trying to get in a serious relationship with them. He didn't care. Like, yeah, he would let them take me out to go get my nails and all that stuff done. And around this time, I was telling him he gotta go to work because I was getting frustrated that he was like in the house doing nothing all day while I was hustling and working hard and busting my butt. So around that time when I started this, I started slowly detaching from him. The relationship was going downward. We were pretty much broken up, but in his mind, we was always okay. So as I'm doing the whole exotic dancing thing, I was being lazy and not going to work some days. I would literally not go to work for like 5 days, maybe even a week sometimes. And then the closer it gets to like rent being due, then I would try to hustle up money. And what ended up happening is I started being late on my rent a lot. And the way that apartment complex worked is they charged you a certain amount each day. And it's not like they charged you one flat rate fee for being late. They would charge you like $35 every day you was late. And so in my mind, I'm like, I will go to work, I will have a really good day, I will take a week off, and then be like, oh, I'll make the money back up. And then when I would go back to work, it'd be slow, or I wouldn't do so well for myself. And then now I'm trying to hustle up some money and all that stuff. I would be, like working extra hard because I chose to be lazy and not go to work and all that stuff, because I was be feeling like I don't have to, I'm sorry, I'm getting text messages while I'm trying to do this story time, but I'm on my way to work, so I'm trying to do this quick little story time, and my ride is like messaging me. So anyway, so not only that, so I was getting behind on my rent a lot, and each day you late, that's adding up. And detached myself from my boyfriend at the time, and he's like really like narcissistic and trying to be like manipulative and gaslighting, and I'm really aware of everything he's doing. And I have all these men that want to be with me for my job and stuff. I'm talking about like normal guys, not like club creeps that just want to have sex with me. I'm talking about like upstanding military men with great careers, nice houses, good money, know how to treat a woman. Like I had 2 different military guys trying to get in a serious committed relationship with me, but I'm still like, oh, I'm with this guy, who's been like a bum. And so eventually my boyfriend at the time started finally getting little jobs here or there, so that was decent. He was finally contributing again. All right, I lost my car, my new car that he bought me, when I had quit my last job before I started dancing. So I was taking the bus everywhere. So money, I was getting bled dry. Money was mainly going to Ubers. I was spending a lot of money to get to work and to get home from work. I had to pay for taxi cabs sometimes. And then giving people gas money to give me rides to work and back home and all that stuff. So everything was adding up, right? And then my relationship was going to trash. And then finally, eventually, I just couldn't pay anymore. And so I had to tell my apartment manager, like, I can't afford all of these back payments from, these late fees. And she was pretty much trying to tell me to do this thing where they do cash for keys. And I didn't know what she was talking about. I thought she was saying I was going to have to pay them to turn my keys over. And because I just wanted to get out of the lease, that's what I wanted to do. But she was telling me all my options, and she was pretty much saying the best option was cash for keys, where they pay me to give my keys over. And I thought she wanted me to pay her, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. And so I just told her to evict me. I was like, that's gonna be the best, cleanest solution. I ain't gotta pay anything. Just, I just want to get out of this lease. I just wanted it to be over. And so I got evicted, but I moved all my stuff out before that, and I put everything in storage, and I was, making plans to get a new place, but I was staying in hotels, and I started staying with a friend that lived out there at the time, and my guy and I, we were living in hotels, and he was invited to live with my friend, but after she met him, she was like, no, because he's kind of crazy, right? And so so I was living with her, but then sometimes I would sleep at the hotels with my guy because we were still kind of together or whatever. He's a soul tie. He was a soul tie, so I was attached to him no matter what. No matter how toxic I knew we were together, because I was no angel. I was, we both were crazy together. And so I was pretty much homeless. I eventually stopped staying with my friend and just stayed in the hotel. Some nights I slept outside. Like, people don't believe me when I tell them I was legit homeless before. Some nights me and my boyfriend would sleep outside, like probably 3 times. And then yeah, I was still being an exotic dancer, still trying to make and save up money. But like I said, all my money was going to hotels and Uber, so it's hard to try to save for a new apartment. Finally, the opportunity arrived for me to move out here to the Chicagoland area. Not exactly Chicago, but to the Chicagoland area, out here to the Midwest. A family member of mine needed some help. A family member of mine just had a baby. They wanted to get back to work. They needed some help, and pretty much I was going to be like the live-in nanny so she could get back to work, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, cool, that sounds awesome. I'm going to have a place to stay. They told me I wasn't going to have to pay anything, but I'm not a bum. I'm not a moocher. If you're letting me stay somewhere with you, then I'm going to pay. I just don't stay places for free. You know, you give, honor where it's due and all that. So that's pretty much what it was. I made bad choices and decisions due to being lazy and feeling comfortable. And when that opportunity arose, I'm like, yeah, we're going for it. So finally, me and my boyfriend kept breaking up and kept getting back together. But finally, we were like finally done. When I just got tired of the BS. Like I said, things got physical at one point, but I still kept being with him even after I told people, and they, they're looking at you like you're dumb. But finally, I just got tired of like the way he was talking to me, because at the end of the day, I know my worth and I know how I picture myself, and I'm like, I'm not gonna have you keep trying to chip away at my identity. Like, you're not going to try to take away from who I am. And so I drifted away, and we finally for real broke up. And in his mind, we're always together. That's what he said, we're like permanent. But yeah, then I just kept dancing, saving until I had enough to get me a ticket. And I moved out here, and obviously if you watch any of my other story times, things were not what it were told to me they would be when I got out here. But yeah, that's my little story time of why I left Arizona. I'm getting ready to head out for work. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. And my ride is like 6 minutes away. I'm trying to see if I forgot anything, but that's really it. I just got tired of struggling. That's what it was. I got tired of going to work and making money just to see it disappear. I got tired of all my money going to Uber rides and cabs and fast food and going hungry some nights, because literally all I would make at work some nights would be $200, and that would be just enough to keep money on my card so it wouldn't go into negative, and keep money in my bank account so it wouldn't go into negative, and be able to pay for the room and pay for the stupid Uber rides, and then that's it. $200 is gone, and now I don't have any money for food. So I got tired of living like that, because like I said, I know my worth, I know who I am, and what I was seeing was not lining up with what I saw. Y'all know what I'm saying? What my physical eye did not match my mental eye. And so I had to change. I had to make a change. And that goes for each and every one of y'all out there. You know your worth. You know your value. You know who you are. You know who you are. You know your dreams, passions, gifts. You know what you want in life. When you see things outside of you are not lining up with your dream and vision for yourself, make a change. Switch it up. Whatever you got to do. Cut that guy off. Cut that girl off. Remove toxic people out of your life. I don't care if they're family, if they're childhood friends. I don't care if it's your first boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever. If they are not serving you, if they are not benefiting you in any way, if they are not helping you grow and prosper, cut these people out of your life. Because the boyfriend I was talking about at the time in Arizona, he was homeless when we got together. That's why I moved him into my apartment. I didn't know he was homeless when we met. And at the end of the day, what you surround yourself by, you become. So I was hanging out with homeless people, and I didn't know it. And once I did know it, I took him in and all this stuff, and eventually I became homeless. So surround yourself by the type of people you want to be. If you want to be an innovative business individual, whatever, just surround yourself with innovative, creative beings. Don't surround yourself with low lives, miserable individuals, haters, gossipers, people that ain't productive, ain't doing nothing, don't want to do nothing. Get these people out of your lives. These jobs, we know we ain't meant built or made to work for nobody our entire life. People think you're just supposed to get a job, work forever, and die and pay bills. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're living for ourselves. We're creating our own future and our own reality. Start your business. Put in the legwork, the groundwork. You know, it's like whatever you want in life, you can do it. You can get it. And right now, I'm still creating my life. I'm ready to move to Texas. I'm ready for new beginnings, and we're getting it done, boo. That's my story time of why, in detail, baby, because I gave you the details, why I left Arizona. I hope that satisfied you, Miss Madame Dimples. And like I said, you guys, let's continue to rock and thrive together. See you in my next video. Mwah!